the screen now?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, we are live.
Maybe you can have the first slide open and we are live.
Yeah. So welcome. I'm Lakshmi from Lemon Ideas. So today the award show went really well yesterday. I hope maybe some of you joining here from watching the show yesterday, and maybe some of your friends of the people here. 5 awardees who can you all quickly tell us your names and where you're from and how old you are. Yeah. So start with Prerna.
Okay, so I am Prerna Chandak. I'm a final year MBBS student and also the curator of Global Shapers Community in Nagpur, and I'm 23.
Okay. Shipra?
Hi, I am Shipra Dawar. I am the founder of ePsyclinic in Iwell, and I am 33, 10 years older to Prerna, a decade away.
Okay. Yeah, so Deepika, how old you are and how old are you? And where are you from?
Yes, ma'am. I'm Deepika. I'm the co-founder cum director of Approxtech Private Limited. I'm based from Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu, and I'm 25.
Okay. And Dr. Devrat? Am I saying your name right?
Yeah, it's Deovrat Begde. It's fine.
Deovrat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Dr. Devrat Begde. I'm working as an assistant professor in the Department of Biochemistry and Biotechnology in Dr. Ambedkar College, Diksha Bhumi, Nagpur, and I'm a co-founder of Curo BioSciences. And
Okay.
I'm 39.
Okay. Abheejit, okay, we'll wait for Abheejit to join when he joins. So I'm gonna ask Prerna a few questions. We'll go on for about an hour. 5 people speak for 10 minutes each, maybe. So stay tuned in. So Prerna, what was your motivation to work on this innovation idea during COVID? And I think you should start with your role in Global Shapeshifters and tell us about it.
Yes, so I am the curator of Global Shapers and also a project lead. So the project that I work on was on my period, which is around menstrual hygiene. But we came up with this particular project because everybody was stuck at home. There was a lot of uncertainty in everyone's lives when the lockdown started, and mental health is kind of a stigma in our society. So we wanted to introduce the idea of mental well-being so people could identify what is going on and acknowledge their emotions and then seek help if necessary. So that they could consciously make their own decision to go forward with it. And the biggest motivator was because I myself was facing a lot of anxiety and a lot of uncertainty. So we started it as an experimentation, but then more and more people joined in. We formed a support group. We used to get together every weekend, talk about everything. So yeah, so basically it was just that. It was just getting a friend to just listen to you without any judgments, without any opinions of their own.
Yeah, it's so nice to hear about it. Yeah, so tell us what the biggest challenge during this work was.
So there were two biggest challenges. One was to keep the team itself motivated. All of us who were conducting, because it was a 21-day project. So, and nobody was really meeting anyone. All of us were stuck in small boxes at home, just looking at each other in 2D. So that was the biggest challenge. And the second, I would say, to keep the participants show up every week, because it used to get very overwhelming just talking about stuff and, uh, as I said, acknowledging everything. And yeah, so I think that was the biggest challenge, to just keep them, ask them to show up again and again and be
Yeah,
there
they were all
throughout the
volunteers, is
journey.
it? They
Sorry?
were all volunteers, the team, or how many
Yes,
of you
yes.
in your
The
team?
so three of us conducted the whole program, and yeah, all of us were from Global Shapers.
Okay. Okay, you're all okay. So, yeah, it sounds like a challenge for sure. Yeah, tell me a little more about the 21-day journey. What are the elements to it? And yeah,
Yes. So it had three parts. The first part was introducing meditation as a tool. So we had people from all across all ages. The youngest one was 12, and the oldest was my grandmother. So we had so first was introducing guided meditation as a tool. So we refer to Deepak Chopra's series, which is available on YouTube. And the second was we used to do two things. One was a question for self reflection, and one was a question to interact with other people and get comfortable in the group. And the third element of the project was to get together on a video call every weekend. And we used to have a set of questions, and then we used to talk around it and about it. So yeah, so it basically focused more towards mental well-being and emotional well-being rather than mental health, because none of us were professionals.
yeah,
So yes,
yeah, just the
that
support for each other.
support group, yes.
Yeah. So how was it difficult to get people on the call every weekend, or uh, did they commit to and did they see through the whole 21 days, everyone who was part of it?
Yes, so I'd say probably 60% of the people did show up every week. And even after the whole 21 days program was done, we used to still get together. So that went on for a good 14 weeks after that. So yeah, the first batch that we did was for friends and family because it was an experimentation. So that went on really well. And then it just kind of kept growing and we had to say no to people. So yeah, it was a challenge for some people, but most of the people got very familiar with each other. So they kept showing up.
Yeah, sounds okay. Sounds nice. So, can you tell me? Um, yeah, can you tell me about the kind of people who are a part of the groups, the batches?
Yes, so the first was, like I said, friends and family. So my mom, my grandmother, everybody was a part of it. But after that, we kind of opened it up for everyone because we were pretty sure about the program and we curated it a lot throughout the process. So yeah, there were students, there were people who were working, who had lost their jobs, who probably everybody who were taking therapy, who were not taking therapy a lot. It was a very varied audience. There were people from across the country, from outside the country. So yeah, it was a very large group.
Yeah, and it was just people who saw it and got there. No
Yes,
particular. Yeah. Okay, sounds nice. Um, so tell me about how you are a student, medical student, right?
right.
Yeah. So tell me, which year are you in?
I'm in
Uh,
my final year.
Final year. Are you? Will you be taking this further? What is your lessons, key lessons from this project, and if and how you will either take it forward or kind of incorporate what you learned from here, like assimilate what you learned from this experience, and what will you do with your life, like with it in your life?
Right. So I have taken therapy properly. I know the importance of that. I know how much it helps shape your life better. So yeah, I guess the idea of this project was to just kind of take our steps to break the stigma around therapy and to encourage people that you don't necessarily need it. You can also want it at any time of your life. So that, and we do plan to take it forward. We'll probably do things like these offline with meeting people because I think that would create a greater impact. And yeah, that's pretty much. We're still working on ideas, brainstorming on ideas on how to take this forward. But one thing is, this has helped me personally a lot because I did not have college. My exams got postponed. Everything was very uncertain in my life as well. So the whole support group, the whole experience also worked a lot for me as well. So yeah,
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, Prerna. I'll
thank you so much.
yeah, it was lovely to hear your journey. Good luck with whatever, however you take this forward.
Thank
So,
you.
um, Shipra. Hi, Shipra.
Hi, Lakshmi.
Yeah. So, can you tell me the name of your company and how long you've been doing it for,
Yeah.
and um, what made you start the company? And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I am Shipra Dawar and I'm the founder of I Will and ePsyclinic. These are India's leading mental health startups, digital and online. So I've been doing this for more than 5 years now. But for COVID-19 specifically, when the pandemic started, we did notice that there was a lot of work done on the physical health side of the world nationally. We wanted to create really a counseling space that has a national level impact. So that was the idea, to benefit as many people as possible. Of course, with the migrant crisis happening, like Prerna was saying, students stranded, people losing their jobs, things were just all over. And we did anticipate this to take a big toll on people's mental health. I mean, WHO said at the time that 65% of us will suffer from some form of emotional or mental health owing to the conditions that lockdown creates. So, because we were digital, because we were already having the technology, what we really did was our team created a counseling space dedicated to COVID, on call through cloud telephony and on chat and digital mediums, made it secure, and also created a lot of content around COVID. Then we went to grants. So ACT and Bill and Melinda Gates funded it. And after that, we took this digital technology and program to state governments and to larger companies like Swiggy, Zomato, Urban Company, Haryana government, Karnataka government, Maharashtra government, and so on and so forth, Rajasthan government. And we offered that, hey, this is a mental health solution that is free and funded by ACT and Bill and Melinda Gates. It help us integrate it, within the state systems of healthcare, and help us provide a large scale mental health service to everybody who needs it. And it started very quickly. The idea shaped up in April, and I think April 23rd we were able to launch it as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
That, yeah, sounds. I love how in this time you went from 1 to 5 lakh people, right?
Yeah.
So how many people were you generally helping in your company, and how has
Yeah.
the company grown
Yeah.
in this time?
Yeah, so the company was always growing organically. I mean, we always had two products. One was a completely premium therapy service, which is a digital app-based thing, and the other was targeted at the masses, which is ePsyclinic's model. So we were anyways doing around 200 to 500 sessions per day. But through the COVID crisis, and that was the challenging part, as well as the exciting part of the need to be there, we went up to 5,500 sessions per day. And to kind of ramp up to that level of scale was really a challenge. However, it was also an opportunity, and it was also something that really gave our team a purpose to work in the time. So at the time when everybody was scrambling for work, I think we had a lot of work, a lot of good work to do. Yeah, so the final scale that we are hitting these days is around 5,500 sessions a day.
Yeah, yeah. Those who have follow anything on mental health on Instagram know that all psychologists were really busy during COVID.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Um, okay. So, can you tell me about the biggest challenge you faced during this
Yeah.
project?
Yeah. So just the sheer scale of it. We had to ramp up our team of psychologists from about 10, 15 working on the free project to over 100 people, different languages, different modules, and then to be able to ensure quality, working with different stakeholders. We're working with different municipal corporations, we're working with the state level health mission, then we are working with private companies with very different kind of expectations from a mental health service and a startup. So it was really a lot of things happening all at once. And like Prerna said, that while we all were working digitally, our model has always been digital, but a lot of us managed this offline working together. But here our teams were dispersed as well, and to get that kind of scale and get that kind of scale of people to be working on a project completely online from different parts of not just India but world, to cover the 24/7 counseling space that we have. It was a challenge. However, the team really worked hard. The tools came in, and I mean, Zoom is there, Slack is there. There are so many things to really organize your work. And I think just the motivation that was created through the help that our initiative got, we were able to get through. But yeah, just the sheer scale of it and the disbursed teams, that was hard, how hard to manage. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Sounds like a big task for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, can you tell me a little about the kind of people you gave therapy for?
Yeah.
And also tell me who is funding this project,
Yeah.
who is paying for it, and also, yeah, just this for
Sure.
now. Yeah,
Sure. So
these folks.
the beneficiaries of this project are quite large groups and very different diverse groups. I'll name a few which are very key. One, of course, is the COVID-19 patients and their families. They were a big one. The other group was the entire healthcare value chain system, right from ASHA workers to Anganwadi workers to nurses to doctors to departments managing the healthcare of the people on ground, the entire value chain, even in the administrative side. Third were the government officials, the police personnel, everybody who included the frontline staff. And fourth were people like students, women, small business owners who had faced tremendous disruption because of what COVID-19 had created. Like the violence against women in homes went 250% up because of the lockdown, because of, if you are with an abuser and they are 24/7 with you, the chances of you hitting, and get you getting abused are much high. So that was another group. And then finally, young students, they faced a lot of mental health crisis issue. They've never lived like this. Their farewells got delayed, their exams got delayed, not being able to meet your friends, and being there with your parents all the time isn't easy for any student. And I have been there, so that was tough. The project really is funded by ACT grants because it's a quality therapy service. So it can't be free on the delivery side. It's only free on the beneficiary side. And also Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Now a lot of CSR funds have also joined in. So a large number of corporations who have CSR budgets, and who fund healthcare initiatives are also supporting this initiative. And we plan to take it to a larger scale now in the next phase of, our work in mental health.
Right. Can you just quickly tell me the states
Yeah.
from where people are from,
Yeah.
the
So
beneficiaries? Yeah.
Kadalur, Tamil Nadu, then Maharashtra, 4 districts, Nashik, a municipal corporation, and Nagpur Municipal Corporation, Pune Municipal Corporation, Thane Municipal Corporation, entire Rajasthan state, entire Haryana state, New Delhi, and Mandya in Karnataka, and quite a few other districts in Karnataka, and some districts in Punjab. So that was the
Yeah, so
larger
7 languages you were
Yes, and then we
offering
included
what you were doing.
yes, and then included 2 more languages, which was Punjabi. We had to include. We thought Hindi will cover the Punjabi, but then when we went into Punjab, it was the need to have Punjabi. So we had Marathi, Tamil Nadu. We have actually Marathi, Tamil Nadu, Kannad, Malayalam, Telugu, and English. Then Bengali, Gujarati, Punjabi, and English is all anyways
Yeah,
there. Yeah.
yeah, okay. Uh, um, can you tell me what your plan forward is?
Yeah. The plan forward is to take it further on a larger national scale because the need for mental health services like ours has just begun. It's like this was always a big elephant in the room. They always say that there is a silver lining in every dark, situation. And COVID-19 really brought the spotlight on healthcare and specifically on mental health care. So we would not want to miss this opportunity to ensure that everybody in India who needs mental health care has it. So we are actively creating public mental health systems in partnership with the states. We are actively creating pro bono mental health systems in partnership with organizations, and we plan to ramp this up nationally. And then going forward, we want to do it further into the BIMTech countries, that is Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Thailand. We want to extend, providing a high quality, low cost, affordable mental health care platform, not just to people in India, but to, the other countries in our BIMTech, spectrum. And that's the plan for this project.
Sounds exciting. All the best with that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I would now thank you, Shipra.
Thank you.
I'll ask about the award from everyone towards the end. Yeah, for now Deepika. Hi, Deepika.
Hi, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah. So,
Yes.
can you tell me what was the motivation for you, and how many co-founders, and what is the name of the founder, co-founder, and how many of you, and what was the motivation for you to start
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, I'm the
this
one and only
work?
co-founder. Shall I start?
Okay. Yeah, please tell me.
Yeah,
So,
I'm the one and only
yeah, please.
co-founder. And today, my founder is unable to attend this session actually due to some unfortunate situations. So it's been a 6 months journey since our incorporation. Ma'am. We are together since 6 months. But it was not that long journey, but we are having a hectic time since then, as we have directly jumped into this entrepreneurship field as soon as we passed out from our colleges. Actually,
Hmm.
I'm from a non-com. I'm a non-biological student. Actually, I'm a commerce student. So my founder's name is Sriveera, and myself Deepika. We both are only the members of our company. So we have been incorporated as a private limited company in July. So we will be seeing fully the technical and biological side, that innovation R&D department and something, and I'll be seeing fully the finance side. So we have started since before July itself. Vira's R&D department work started because our company is based on fully and product also is our fast innovation, especially during the COVID situation. We were not in an idea to start a company with a COVID invention. Since last February, we have been seeing the media and the news that the survival rate of our COVID patients are becoming very low, and the death rate is rising day by day. So, to your knowledge, I need to say that our founder is actually a cardiac patient. So founder herself had a fear that if at all she got this infection, it'll be at a high risk, and so she herself knows that what are the complications of a cardiac patient. So for we were taking a survey that how many people survived so far having this cardiac infection and diabetes, and pregnant ladies, especially this critical health conditions. So we were shocked that no one survived that easy. If at all they survived for more than 20 days, they'll be reaching an extreme health condition that they couldn't survive a lot more. So she came up with an innovation, just an idea to prevent this COVID infection. So initially we were focusing only to prevent the COVID infection, but as we were working on the R&D with Vira's R&D team, so they were coming up with a solution for not only the COVID patients but also to other common healthcare applications. So we are having a lot of PacDoc products like chest band, neck band, knee band, and everything. So we were facing a challenge of picking up the materials so that we can give this product at a very cost effective rate, and also our main motive is to bring this product to every common people. If it is
Yeah.
at a very high cost, they couldn't afford. Especially at
Hmm.
this COVID situation, and Indian economy has become very weak, and no earnings for common people also. So they are very struggling for each and everyday activity. So that's for very great motive, and her fear of getting affected, especially this critical cardiac patients, diabetes, especially the specific critical applications. That was a motivation to bring up a solution for this COVID situation.
Right. I'm just quickly gonna show your product and a little about you. Um, yeah. So this award was received by Sriveera yesterday at the National Awards Entrepreneurs
Yes,
Day award show.
yes.
Yeah. So can you tell us a little about the product itself? Like what does it
Yeah,
do, and yeah, and testing, and what kind of patents or
yeah, ma'am.
certification you have? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Actually, our product name is PacDoc bands. We have various type of bands: chest band, neck band, knee band, and also hip bands. So, chest band is especially for made for COVID patients. That is,
This one is what band? Where do you use
this is
the
chest
one
band,
on the
ma'am.
screen? Okay.
This is chest band.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
only
Please go ahead.
specifically launched for COVID. Its name is COVID combatant, which means
Hmm.
COVID warrior fighting against COVID. So we have actually filed a complete patent for the entire PacDoc products. So what and all products we are launching for under PacDoc name. So we have to call the materials and also the method and the entire system. We have filed a patent initially. So first, after we found out the method. Actually, our method of curing is through non-invasive method, which means there is no what to say. It is an treatment or therapy from outside the body. That is,
Right.
you have to wear this band either in chest. If it is chest band, you have to wear it in your chest, and for around 10 to 15 minutes. And so, what are the specific applications for chest band? Is your immunity will increase, and it's also specifically can be used for cardiac patients too. Cardiac patients, and for very old people, and for the very if they have some complicated health condition, they can also use this chest band. So it will not be having any side effects, as there is no external source for this band to generate heat. It uses FIR therapy. So with FIR therapy basically needs some sort of heat to
Hmm.
do this therapy. So actually there are some products which uses external source of electricity for generating this therapy, but our product is exclusively made without any source, which means the materials in the band will be absorbing the
Natural
body's heat.
UV light and okay.
uh,
Sorry.
not natural UV. Actually,
Okay.
it's
Sorry.
our body will be having generally our body heat, ma'am. Because if you have a pain in some of the body, in if for example you say if you have a chest pain, you will be having some sort of heat in which area you have having pain. So that heat will be that material will be absorbing that heat, and then it will be converting that heat into FIR. So FIR benefits, if you Google it, it'll be showing that FIR benefits are vast actually. So we have imbibed that FIR therapy inside this material, so that there will be no side effects also. So just you'll be observing the body heat, which will be converted into FIR, and hence FIR therapy will be imbibed in that through this materials. Actually, we have faced a lot of challenges to choose these materials, which will emit FIR rays in a very effective way. So that was our challenge actually, and finally we have come up with that.
Yeah. Tell me if you have a patent, or and how original is the idea? Like where did is there anything like this that other people use anywhere else?
Uh, yeah, ma'am. Actually, I have said before that it's such kind of ban they're using with an external source, but not in India. It's somewhere worldwide. So we have filed an Indian patent for this product now. And actually, we have done alpha testing, and we have to do alpha testing and beta testing. Alpha testing means we have to test among our employees and ourselves. So only then we need to go for beta testing. So we have tested among ourselves, and then only have sent it for beta testing now. Actually, this product is under human trial, as I said before. It's under for getting ethical clearance actually.
Mhm. Okay. Okay.
So other type of bands we have used, ma'am, already. So we have having a great. It will be having basic applications of pain relief first. So and then you'll be having that increasing immunity, and for many applications we have launched in each and every type of band. See, if you take knee band, we'll be having specific applications for which we have launched, and chest band will be for specific applications, and neck band will be for specific applications in that way. So we have a lot of applications inbound in that.
Right. Yeah. Um, okay. Can you tell us about the biggest challenge you faced during this 6 months? Just one thing. I'm sure there
Initially,
are many. Yeah.
yeah, of course, ma'am. Initially, we have faced a big challenge of coming to an end for the R&D department works. For concluding that these are the materials and these are the components, these are the applications which we have launched. For that itself, we have faced a lot of challenges, and then the material availability. Actually, our native is not Coimbatore. We have shipped because we are some in a rural town-based city, so we have shifted our entire residence because in Coimbatore is the hub of raw material supplies for which we have chose to make the ban. So in spite of that, we faced a lot of challenges for material acquisition. As it's a lockdown time, we couldn't go anywhere and we couldn't contact anyone. So we took for nearly 4 to 6 months, especially that last July to November, we have faced a great challenge of funding, financing, and also the raw materials selections. And then only we filed patent for that. So that was the biggest challenge in the initial stage. And now also we are facing a challenge of getting the clearance, ma'am. Actually, it is specifically for COVID patients. We need to get ethical clearance from ethical committees of hospitals and also the government. So we are facing a very great challenge. It takes a lot of time, and we couldn't follow them as we are not allowed inside the COVID ward, and we are not that easily we are allowed into some hospitals as it's a COVID situation. So it's a very great challenge of contacting them, and we are for following up of our work. Actually, it's in process of human trial now, but I'm not sure of how long it will be taking still more. So we are waiting
Okay.
for that.
Yeah. So that the plan forward is sort of unstable because of that, maybe, right? But can you tell me what you have in mind?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
We are expecting that human trial to be almost within at least Feb end will be getting some sort of clearances, and we are a plan for our founders plan to take this forward is directly taking to our state government. So, as it is a very hectic situation, as all the government authorities are actively participating in social media, so we'll be taking forward our plans and we'll be launching our chess band after the human trial is over, and we'll be reaching the higher officials through Twitter and Instagram in some sort of way. We'll be showing that our product is there because though advertisement is one of the marketing strategies, but this pandemic situation, this product, if it is getting a positive review, then surely it be helpful for everyone.
Yeah.
Especially if we reach the government, it'll work out. They will be giving this product to each and everyone, even to the common people also. So our plans forward is only through directly through government and hospitals also, and we'll be going through medical representatives and public relations too.
Okay. So can you okay, that's very all the best with your work. And yeah, let's talk to Dr. Devarat uh, on his can you tell us what you do, sir, and what have you come up with, and what was your biggest motivation to come up with this testing kit?
Yeah, so I have been getting some of my students from government dental college who are working on some kind of a non-invasive diagnostic kit, and that gave me an idea that Nagpur is slowly emerging as a hub of oral cancer patients, and it essentially requires that we provide them with some kind of an early diagnostic tool so that they can actually judge to what extent they are prone to develop oral cancer in near future. So that gave us an idea that why can't we work on saliva as the source to test certain biomarkers which are raised, and your body itself starts to give you certain signals before you start developing those tumor masses in your oral cavity. So considering that, we did some kind of a literature survey and found out two biomarkers which are expressed heavily in saliva in case you are prone to develop cancer, say 10 years down the line. So presently we have only those testing methods which can detect cancer once the tumor mass is already formed. So that's a kind of limitation of present diagnostics. So we took that challenge to find out those early biomarkers raised in the saliva sample, and we were with our prototype ready by say December 2019, and we applied for regulatory and all that stuff, and we got the regulatory clearance by say April 2020, but we were already into the lockdown by April 2020, so we were unable to launch our product as such. So and the regulatory gave us gave us a clearance of post marketing trial conduction as well. So because in-house validations were already done, we were already out with our kit design and all that stuff. So regulatory asked us that we should submit them with 3 years data of all the patients that we are going to screen, and follow up those cases and find out that whether our kit is truly functional or not. So we got all that clearance and all that stuff. So we were about to launch the kit and lockdown happened. So the mass manufacturing was the biggest challenge that we faced during the lockdown period. Two, we also, because this is a diagnostic product and because it is related to biochemistry and biotechnology industry, it's quite demanding in terms of resources. So we essentially require a lab space. We require certain chemicals which are needed to be acquired in order to go for mass manufacturing and all that. And that all got stuck up due to the lockdown. But we managed somehow, and we launched our kit in November 2020, and we got very very good response towards our kit because it was shipped directly to the patient doorstep. The patient who suspects that because of his previous lifestyle he might succumb into cancer can drop in the saliva and ship it back to us so that we can test it in our laboratory by certain small processing steps, and convey him through an app. We can convey him what kind of results are there, and what are the chances of him developing into an oral cancer situation. And also we have support staff in terms of nutritional therapists, as well as they can give them some kind of a guideline for how they can modulate their lifestyle and prevent the situation from happening. So just if you can track it within a matter of say 2 years before the emergence of the tumor, then you can actually delay the process quite a lot by changing your lifestyle, and that's what we are aiming at. So
is chewing tobacco the major reason in cause of oral cancer? Can you tell us?
Yeah, tobacco. It's not only chewing tobacco. It's all sort of tobacco habits that anybody can have. And as we all know, that it's not necessary that although you are a tobacco abuser, you might land up into cancer. But there are chances, and those are reflected on the basis of the biomarkers that are released in your saliva. The most important thing here was during the lockdown, most of the people were not getting their usual supply of tobacco and all, right? So they were quite afraid of, and they were quite getting that was getting onto their nerves, that how we are going to deal with such situation. in that situation, if we can reach them and get them this clarity that, okay, this is the time that you should equip yourself to not getting into such habits, so that you are now quite prone to develop all the situations which are unwanted for your healthy lifestyle. And then you can actually convince them to change their lifestyle. And so in one way, it was blessing in disguise, the lockdown, because quite people who were not getting their supply of tobacco were getting impatient, and they were finding out that their bodies developing certain signs which they didn't notice previously, and so they started realizing, okay, I need to test myself. So that gave us a very good ground for our kit to get popular.
Right. Yeah, I really like that there are nutritionists also on board who tell them how to kind of go about getting off the habit, right? So, yeah, I like that about it, about your company. You did tell us one challenge of COVID and not being able to produce your product. Um, what else? Any other challenges that you faced?
Yes,
Just tell me one
there
or
were
two.
obviously there were challenges in the sense that although we got the regulatory clearance, we were unable to reach to the patients because we were not getting enough of saliva samples. Previously, we had a tie-up with Government Dental College Nagpur. It was completely shut down because of the lockdown, and all the dentists were engaged into COVID duties, and they were not allowed to do any patient therapy during that period. So we were unable to get those saliva samples from the suspected patients. That was a major hurdle. So to overcome that, we actually slightly fiddled up with our original idea, and we changed it up to design a kit that can be delivered to the doorstep of the patient, so that we can get those samples and deal with the situation.
Right. That's yeah. COVID made us all adapt, and so do you think, in a way, that was also an opportunity to have changed the way your design, your original idea, change your original plan?
Yes,
Do you think
certainly.
it's for the good?
It
Yeah.
actually changed the previous plan, which was somewhat like that we were going to deliver the kit to the oncologists,
Hmm.
practicing oncologists, and
Hmm.
then we were going to ask them to get us the samples and then do the testing and all that. So it actually turned around almost 90 degrees, so you can say, and we were made to design another part of our kit, which was the saliva collection kit.
Hmm. Okay. Sounds good. Tell me about your plan forward. Yeah.
Yeah. We have been hearing from several giants from oncology these days. We are collaborating with HCG and Strand Life Sciences because they like the idea and they want us to be on their board. So we'll be giving those kits to them so that they can develop an ecosystem where people who are interested in finding out their future chances of getting into cancer can get tested, and changing in certain small what you can say bringing out some small lifestyle modifications, if that can help them to delay the process, and maybe if in future they don't develop the thing at all during their lifetime, that will be a great achievement for us.
Yeah. Yeah, lovely work. Thank you for what you do. I would like to hear from Abheejit now. Um,
Hey, hi.
Hi, Abheejit. So, can you tell me about the non-profit that you work? It's yours, is it? Did you find it?
Yes.
And what was your motivation to start Ekatra?
So, Ekatra actually started as a product within our existing nonprofit, which is Vruksh Ecosystem Foundation. Vruksh primarily has been active for the past 2 years. We've been running a lot of entrepreneurship initiatives with different government bodies, institutions, and corporates. Like so last year around the same time, we got in a project with the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, where we're working with students from low-income communities and primarily who came from low-income backgrounds. And while we were running this entire program, the the pandemic set in and the lockdowns were started, so we were unable to reach these students. And we all know that the education system especially was disrupted, and students specifically who did not have access to smartphones or internet were facing a huge issue in terms of learning. And that was pretty much 90% of the crowd that we were working with. So about 1,500 students that we were teaching these courses, they were not able to join online for these sessions. And we saw a major drop, like only 5% of folks were able to join in for these sessions. And that's where we started uh, brainstorming and leveraging other platforms. So that's where WhatsApp came in, as SMS came in, but then still there was a huge challenge in terms of the attendance for students. So then we moved on to audio conferencing solutions, which really boosted the strength for students. So therein we were able to reach to students who did not even have a basic smartphone, like even with a basic feature phone, they were able to join in the classes and get the education, and which served out to be a huge success. So out of 1,500 students, close to 1,000 completed this entire program, and about 100 of them were able to launch their own small businesses even during the pandemic time, which was a huge success for us. And that's where
Sorry,
when
tell
we
me what kind of teaching is happening over Ekatra to launch a business?
so currently we are running, like, technically you can run pretty much any course, but we were running an entrepreneurship course as the pilot. And what the platform enables you to do is you can just put in the course content, you can put in the platforms that you have to share it across, and you put in the student data, and it gets publicized to the students through these different platforms. So like after we did this pilot is when we published the paper, and a lot of nonprofits from even from Latin America and Africa came and reached out to us that, okay, we'd like to leverage this platform. And that's when we thought that, okay, it's time to take this to the next level. And we started pushing on it full time. So post which we launched like we gotten a bunch of grants from Twilio through AWS for running these platforms, and that's what we were able to leverage forward. Uh, we also opened up a call for applications for nonprofits to take part in these grant program, and we gotten about 33 nonprofits who were interested, and we're currently working with some of them to implement this technology to reach to their students. So right from folks from Indonesia to Northeast to remote parts in the country have also come forward and expressed interest to use this initiative. Uh, Strikingly, we also got access to OpenAI GPT-3 tool, which is one of the like the best AI machine learning model out there, which has been developed by OpenAI, which is the Elon Musk company, and we were one of the few teams across the globe who are using that in our tool to intelligently use a lot of technology at the back end to teach students, and use the context that we are given to have chatbot kind of an approach, uh, and deliver these learnings intelligently to them. Uh, we also, during December, we were featured by the UN SDSN youth team as one of the top
Okay.
50 solutions globally, and we're part
Okay.
of their investment readiness program now, which takes us to uh, a lot of impact investors that we'll be reaching out to. We've also received certain grants, details of which I cannot share, but we are in the talks to get these grants for us.
All the best with that.
Thank
Um,
you very much.
yeah, I'm sure you must have faced a lot of challenges. Tell us about the biggest.
I think One of the biggest challenges was we did not have a dedicated tech team, like a large tech team. We had just a couple of guys who were working with us. So developing technology ground up very fast was a challenge, which still we are facing a little bit, but we are in the process of hiring like a full-time team, which takes us to the larger level. I think beyond that, things were fairly easy for us.
That's nice. That's nice to know. Uh, yeah, I'm glad things kind of fell in place when you're doing this work. I'm just happy for you. And tell me how many you said 1,000 students have completed the courses. Yeah, that's like the scale of how this platform is being used right now.
Uh, yes, right now, but we are also speaking to certain non-profits which will take, like, which will teach about 60,000 students of their own on this platform. So even though schools are opening up, there is a understanding that education will be in a hybrid format moving forward, and that's what we are enabling. So where most of the edtech that we see out there in the world is focusing on the top 1 or 2%, we are focusing in the middle, like 20-30% of students who do not have access.
Right, right. Yeah. Thank you for your work. Yeah, I think what you're doing is as is everyone else's work, but yeah, people who don't have being privileged, people don't have the privilege, needs to be taken care of too. Yeah, really good work. Hats off. Can I'm going to quickly ask everyone about um, how you felt receiving the award yesterday at the National Entrepreneurs Day. So, can Prerna start?
Yes, am I audible?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it was a very good feeling, very overwhelming feeling, because for me, it is probably the first award. And yeah, as much as it was very overwhelming for me, it was also very overwhelming for my family, because they've been extremely supportive through everything. And yes, so that was really nice. The team was very happy because the project got recognized, and we had just started it on a whim, very with probably very little preparation. We just wanted to get it out there, and yes, everyone was very happy. I think it's really important to the way you've recognized everybody. It's really important for that to motivate and inspire even other people to take up things to do in future. Yes. Lakshmi, you're on mute.
Yeah, congratulations again.
Thank you so much.
Deepika, tell us what it meant for your company to receive this award.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, it was most unexpected thing. Just we were overwhelmed when we got your mail that we have been selected, because we are in a very initial stage since it has been since 6 months. So I was very proud that it's our founders' innovation that fetched a very great award. That especially in this entrepreneurship day. So we are recognized, and our company has been recognized as a very what to say, it's an innovation startup, and the innovation founders innovation has fetched such an award, especially that innovation is based on COVID-19. So it has been an energy booster for us. So we have been doing things more effective to still do a more effective work. As we get recognition, we have been giving boosting up. Actually, thank you to Lemon Ideas for recognizing, and even we are attending the training and mentoring session organized by Lemon Ideas for COVID-19 cohort 2. Still, is going on. So there also, so your team also is having a great part in our day-to-day activities. We are doing better and better by attending these sessions, and so being a very initial stage of entrepreneurship, it's a very great and very first it's recognition for us as entrepreneurs. I would like to say that this is the very first recognition given by Lemon Ideas and for our innovation. So we'll be doing a lot more, and we are, of course, we have been more energized due to this award. Thank you so much for the entire team of Lemon Ideas.
Congratulations. to you and your team. Shipra, tell me about how you, what it meant to you.
Awards are always special, but this coming from Maharashtra and this coming from, Vidarbha Industry Association and Lemon Ideas felt special because our team worked really hard in Maharashtra, and then to get a recognition from such an important, stakeholder from Maharashtra felt really good. It was humbling to the team, and the event that was there yesterday, I got to really be inspired looking at so many other 16, 15 other entrepreneurs' journey, very, very different life cycles, but such innovation. And, it just inspires you to continue the good work. And while they say that the moment of the award lasts for the moment, the happiness lasts for some time and the network lasts forever. So I'm sure that I will get the opportunity to work with, in one way or the other, with everybody who I could connect and meet through this award. And I think that value is just immense, and nothing else can replace that. So thank you so much, and it feels very warm, it feels good, and to have access to this network, nothing feels better than that. Thank you. Can't hear you, Lakshmi.
Is Devrat sir here? Abheejit, why don't you go now and maybe when he's here?
Sure. Thank you. So yes, I think it was a very special moment. I think actually this project has been getting a lot of recognition in the recent past because of the kind of impact also that we had. And I think from more than me, I think it was important for my parents and my family, because what happens is, as entrepreneurs, they always question us कि यार तुम क्या कर रहे हो, हमको समझ में नहीं आता है. So, and during the entire pandemic, I was like shut in my own room and then working day in, day out, and just meeting them for food and all. And they're like, what's happening with you? And they had these questions which I could never share with them, that okay, what exactly am I doing? But when moments like these happen, and like last week we got featured in a local newspaper, yesterday we got this award. So things like these are more important for them to understand that okay, my kid is doing something. Like, though I'm 30 now, but it's still, for them it's like मेरा बेटा क्या करता है मुझे पता नहीं है. So that's always a question. So I think more than me, I think it's huge for my parents, and obviously also for the entire team. Like I do not take credit for it alone, but the entire team has been responsible for making this happen. So I think my entire team is elated to see that our work is getting the recognition that it deserves, and we are very grateful to EIA and Lemon to feature us in this award.
So thank you. Congratulations to you. Dr. Devrat, can you tell us what it meant to get this award?
Yeah, awards are always special, and they coming from our own city, from Lemon Idea, from Vidarbha Association, Industry Association. It's quite a humbling experience, and because of this award, my team of students have got quite a lot of motivation, and including me. I am also quite humbled with the award, but the thing is, like, it gives them a kind of a vision that they can also work in a similar direction, and they can have their own startup, maybe say 2-3 years down the line. And that is more heartening for me, because I want my students to see better future, and uh, being connected with all those entrepreneurs here, I am feeling blessed. Uh, like, for example, Abheejit has done incredible, and I would like to listen to what kind of an idea he is having. And because the teaching was one part of my entire pandemic journey, you can say. And I have been struggling with certain internet issues and all that stuff, and my students are also struggling with it to certain extent, especially those who are from rural areas. So Abhijit's idea is quite remarkable, and apart from that, everyone here has contributed in their own sense to this incredible, what you can say, innovation that they have done. So thank you, Lemon Idea, for recognizing our invention. And I would like to associate with you in terms so that our students can get a better vision of how they can work in similar direction and how they can nurture their ideas. So thank you.
Yeah, we look forward to hearing. I look forward to seeing what happens to all of your ideas and innovations, and yeah, learn about it in a year, maybe two, and I'm just really excited for you guys. Um, so, thank you everyone for being with us today and sharing about your work. It was truly, really motivating and interesting, and you've contributed. You have put your foot front in a time of crisis and contributed and came up with innovations which is maybe taking us forward in a different manner in the future. um, Thank you very much. um, yeah,